Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. So this video tutorial is to explain how are we going to fetch the mealdb categories and load it into our combo box or select. So there are several steps here that we're going to follow. So this is the part one of the video. Part one will focus on the HTML markup, how to load categories to the drop-down or select button, and okay, those are the things that we're going to do. So to explain the logic of the what we're gonna do, so I want you to open your categories.html, and if you examine our markup, so it's like this. So there will be a select category heading 1, okay, and then we have a drop down, or in HTML we call this select, and a button, which when we click, it will apply whatever is the category we selected here and load the results here below. So what's gonna happen is simply like that. So the name of our select is category. So a usual select markup will have something like this. Option value equals to, let's say, beef. Example, I'm showing you how to do it. And then the content to be clicked is beef. So basically the content is here. So example is beef and chicken. So this is how you put a content to a select in HTML. So I'm gonna refresh this, and if you notice, it's already here. But we want it to be dynamic. What we want is all the categories here will be based from the API results. So I'm gonna delete this. There's a reason why it's empty. So we're going to use what we call a jQuery to append whatever is the result from the mealdb endpoint, which is this one. This is our endpoint, okay? So to start explaining the logic lagi. So meal result is the container where the results of the API fetching will be loaded. Okay, so first thing I want you to do is to move this above the div ID meals, so just below the select, okay, so that later when we have a lot of results, the button will not be at the bottom. Okay, so let's start now. So first, we're going to load categories to select. Okay, but the logic here is we have to hide the button first. Why? Because sometimes, depending on your internet connectivity, this one will load slowly or slower. So we don't want the user to click the search button when the select is empty. So we're gonna do that first. So go to your Dreamweaver categories.html and scroll below. Okay, so I added this one, document ready. It's equivalent to load form in Visual Basic. So what will happen in document ready? So anything that happens when the page is loaded, we're gonna put it here. And what we want is we want to hide the button first. Okay? So here, we're gonna call the function load categories. So what is the purpose of load categories? Basically, the purpose of load categories is just simply to run this endpoint. This one, we're gonna run this endpoint. And we're just gonna fetch this, the str category sadya. We don't care about the rest because what we want is the name of the categories populated in the select or the combo box. Okay, so I already put an instruction here. So we're gonna call the function load categories. To call a function, this one, you just need to type the name, or you can copy paste this and put it here. Okay, so what will happen when the document loads, it will go to load categories. So it will basically jump here. So what is the step 1 of load categories? We're going to hide the btn search. So how to hide btn search? First, you need to know the ID of the button. So here, the ID of the button is btn search. We already discussed about IDs and classes last time. Okay, so we're gonna hide it. So this is the code. Okay, btn search dot hide. Okay, so this is must be double quote. Okay, step 2, specify the URL of the API endpoint. So our URL is this one. If you're wondering where I got this, we have this mealdb endpoint, right? So load meal categories, this is the endpoint niya. We're gonna paste it here, all right? And then we're gonna create a JSON function to fetch the data. Okay, take note, you use Postman to test this one. Okay, the name of the array is categories. That's it. Last time was meals. So we're only gonna get the column as strCategory. So I will get this array. This is the array name, categories. All right. So what's the name of the array? Var array our name equals to data dot categories. All right. Now we're gonna create a loop to load the categories to the combo boxes. Okay. So to create a loop, we're just gonna use a for loop for var I equals to 0, since 0 is the start of the array, while I is less than our name dot length. So if the categories if it returns 90 or how many categories are here, so there are 14 categories, so it should return 14. I plus plus. Now here we're gonna create an append. We're gonna append to the category. Alright? So how to do the append? It's simple saja. First we create a var column, which is the result, which is our name dot our name, the content, first content of the array, I, which is the loop content, so it will be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, followed by the name of the column, which is strCategory. So make sure that you spelled it right, capital C, or you can just copy paste. Okay, now we're gonna create the append. Okay, so var data, HTML data equals to, so in order to add something to the column of the option select, this is the syntax. Option value equals to whatever the value you want to pass, close option, and whatever value you want to submit here, value to see, value to use. So since we're gonna be using the same value, so we already have it here, column. So we're just gonna use this HTML, double quote. Okay. So we're gonna do some concatenation here. So double quotes, plus plus, same here, double quotes, plus plus. So you notice here there's only double quote, there's no single quote, because originally in the syntax niya here had a single quote. So we have to add a double quote to concatenate with the column. So here we already created the column, and then column, and then lastly we're gonna append the value. So the name of the select is category. So ID niya, category dot append HTML data or data. So what will happen, it will repeatedly loop until all the categories are loaded in the HTML file. Am I recording? I hope so. Yeah, still recording. Okay, so I will run this.